Well, natural disasters like Superstorm Sandy and tornadoes that hit Oklahoma or the wildfires in Colorado can happen at any time. And that means National Guard first responders have to be ready at a moment's notice. News 8's Pauline Lee joins us live in the studio with an inside look at how they train to stay ready.
Well, after a natural disaster hits, responders are working tirelessly, sometimes all day and through the night, to rescue victims and to get them the medical attention they need. And in these situations, time is everything. It's these scenes that you won't necessarily see on TV after a natural disaster hits. Victims coming in by the dozens and medical responders working feverishly to get them the help they need as fast as possible.
They would do an assessment on the individual that's injured, determine what their injury is.
Those victims came from this area here. It once was an apartment building that was hit by an early morning tornado. And firefighters across the state have been working all day to try and find everyone inside.
The assumption was that most people were home in their bed and that they were trapped inside the structure. We have removed, I think it's around 15, but we're under the impression that there's more in there. So our operations have not stopped.
But rescuing and treating any victims that may still be trapped inside isn't their only challenge. Like many natural disasters, other problems tend to arise.
It's simulated near a hospital, and that hospital had basically radiation in it. So we have potentially contaminated people trapped in the rubble.
These responders will see all types of victims, from minor cuts and scrapes to life-threatening injuries. And if they can't be treated on the spot, responders will also have to be ready to fly patients for help.
Depends on how large the crisis is, how large. And so if you're talking a hurricane, for instance, you're talking about an entire state. So you might be transporting a patient from one state to another.
More than 2,000 National Guard members from 26 states are here participating in the Patriot training exercise to make sure they're ready to respond when a real-life disaster happens.
Can you take it in 3?
It's just like anything else. You need to practice it prior to a real event happening so we can respond efficiently and correctly.
And all of the victims you saw in that story are actually volunteers. There was about 150 in total. To make the training even more realistic, that simulation will continue for 72 hours straight. The training participants are actually working in cycles. That way they can experience the challenges that come with working through the night, as well as what happens when they run low on supplies.
Thank you, Pauline. This is the 10th year for the Patriot training exercise.